This is Keeping It Real with Terry and Sonny. This is Sonny, and this is today's 5-minute nugget. And today I want to read to you out of the book of Luke, chapter 9, verses 34 and 35. And it says, While Peter was saying these things, a cloud came all around them. Peter, John, and James was afraid. When the cloud covered them, a voice from heaven came in the clouds and said, This is my son. He is the one I have chosen. Obey him. You know, this was at the Mount of Transfiguration, where Jesus appeared with Elijah and Moses. And when he appeared with them, Jesus had entered into his glorified state and his body shone. And Peter was like freaking out. And he said, Oh my God, I'm glad we are here, Lord, that we were able to build temples unto you. That's basically what he was saying. And God said, not to worry about the others, but to worry about Jesus. Because you see, Moses is a representation of the law. Because he represents the commandments of God and the laws of God. And Elijah represents the judgment of God. Because Elijah would call down fire from heaven and it would consume the people. So he's kind of representation of the law of God. But God told the disciples not to worry about the others, because God was bringing in a new age for his people, and he was bringing in a dispensation of grace, and he wanted us to focus on Jesus. And when God said this about Jesus, it was to put the focus of man onto Jesus. God wanted to take man's focus off of other things and focusing on Jesus. Because you see, Jesus is the only way that we can get to heaven. He's the only way that we can make it. We can't make it no other way. We got to go through him. The way that was working before with the law, and you had to sacrifice the animals and everything, that time, that dispensation had ended. And the way of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, that dispensation had ended. God was bringing it into that dispensation, and he's bringing it into a new dispensation, a dispensation of grace, a dispensation of when somebody does something wrong to you, you forgive them. When somebody asks you to do something that you don't feel is right, you do more than enough for them. That's the dispensation God is bringing us into. And he's bringing us into a dispensation of love. And you know, there's nothing that love can't change. Love can change all situations. You know, I had a friend of mine, and he told me, you know, because I was dealing with situations, and it felt like I never could really relate to my daddy. I never could really tell him how much I love him and everything. And every time I tried to tell him, it's like I got a cold shoulder from him and everything. And I was telling my friend about it because he wrestled with the same thing. And he told me I had to kill him with kindness. And I didn't understand what he was saying. Then he explained to me, just keep being kind to him. Even though he doesn't receive it, just keep telling him you love him. Just keep telling him you love him. Keep telling him you love him. And little by little, you'll knock down those walls with kindness. And that's what God is saying today. We need to kill our enemies with kindness. We need people that wrong us, we need to be kind to them. People that do things wrong to us, we need to show them God's love. Because the world is not needing more hate. Hate is not fixing the world's problem. Only love can do that. And when we show them God's love, and we show, and they see how much God loves us, and they see how much we love them, and they see how much we love God, then that's when I believe the world will truly change. So I challenge you today to go out there and show somebody the love of God. This is Sonny, and this is today's 5-minute nugget, and I'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.